Ambassador Yue, it's great honor to have you. We would like to know more about the sideline meeting during the 80th UN Assembly, General Assembly meeting, especially on the fourth informal meeting chaired by the Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov on Afghan issue. So could you elaborate to us what are the China's top concerns or attention to this meeting as well as to the joint declaration?
Thank you, Secretary General Han. It's a pleasure always to have the interview with you and with the Beijing dialogue. China's policy upon Afghanistan issue, especially regarding the political settlement of Afghanistan after Americans' irresponsible hasty withdrawal 20-some years ago, after their 4 years ago, after their 20 years occupation. Our policy is a reflection really of our guiding principle of the shared future for humanity, and also the reflection of our global initiative of security, global initiative of development, global initiative of civilization, and just recently initiated global initiative for governance. It is also the reflection of our friendly neighboring countries' policy. That is, we have been supporting and safeguarding our neighborhood countries' sovereignty, independence, and we insist on the principle of non-interference of internal affairs. All this is reflected on our policy upon Afghanistan, and also reflected in our participation in this, the second, actually it is the second 4 countries foreign minister unofficial meeting on Afghanistan in the United Nations side meetings. And then it is also not the second one, but the 4th or the 5th one of the 4 countries foreign ministers meeting on Afghanistan since 2021. Other 4 countries foreign ministers unofficial meeting of Afghanistan were held sometimes in the same time when the foreign minister of neighboring countries of Afghanistan was held. For example, in the 3rd foreign country of neighboring countries on Afghanistan, which was held in China, Anhui province, Tunxi, we have the Tunxi initiative. Yes. In the following neighboring country foreign minister meeting in Uzbekistan, we all held the 4 countries foreign minister meetings as an unofficial meeting. All this help us to discuss the Afghan issue, to pull together the 4 countries as well as the regional countries' will and the cooperation policy upon Afghanistan, so that we can work together for Afghanistan's peace, stability, and reconstruction after United States with NATO, their irresponsible hasty withdrawal from Afghanistan. So upon this meeting, I think the most impressive for me is we together, we expressed our readiness to continue to help Afghanistan in their holding of Afghanistan's fate into the hands of Afghan people themselves. We show our respect to their independence, to their sovereignty, to their determination to reconstruct themselves, their country, by their own hands, and at the same time to develop the cooperation with the regional countries, with the neighboring countries, and with the rest of the world.
What are the highlights in this joint declaration? I saw so many, different points. Some about the, the Bagram, military base.
Yes.
Some about, the further future concrete steps towards their unity, towards the Afghans' establishment, development, and prosperity. So, in your mind, what are the most recent and immediate effects?
Yeah, one point I want to say is altogether all four agree in the joint statement to express our support for Afghanistan to be opposed to the re-establishment of military base inside Afghanistan or outside Afghanistan in the region. We expressed this because we believe it's very hard-earned for Afghanistan to have the opportunity to build their country by themselves, independently. It's very necessary for the neighboring countries and for the regional countries to work together with Afghanistan to safeguard Afghanistan's independence and sovereignty without foreign interference, especially by some countries' hegemonism, the bullyism, and by some country to use the settlement of Afghanistan into their own geopolitical game among so-called global power wrestling. This is what we really want to indicate to the region and to the international community, that we should give Afghanistan opportunity to build peacefully and reconstruct their country peacefully, independently, without foreign intervention and without, again, by some other powers' hegemonism intervention.
I think China is really seriously in practicing its, you just mentioned the four initiatives, as well as the shared future for mankind, these kind of initiatives. But Trump, why do you think Trump? Let me name his name just. Why do you think after 4 years Trump would like to assert this control over the Bagram Air Base? What's in his mind? So comparatively speaking, what are the significance of the 4 foreign ministers and also envoys like you to declare that it's just bullying, it's non-acceptable? So what what do you think?
Well, for what President Trump think, you have to ask himself. For us, I think in terms of Afghanistan, the most important thing is the United States should take the major responsibility for the reconstruction of Afghanistan, and they should take a major responsibility for the suffering of the 20 years occupation by outside powers, by NATO. They should lift the unilateral sanctions against Afghanistan, and they should unfreeze the 7 billion Afghan foreign assets. And these assets belong to Afghanistan, and it should be released as soon as possible so that Afghanistan people, Afghanistan can use it to solve their own reconstruction challenges. It is for the 4 countries participating in the meeting, and we know for the neighboring countries and the regional countries and most countries in the world, international community, we should not politicize we should not politicize the settlement of Afghanistan. This is Afghanistan issue is, yes, it is a peace. It is an issue concerning peace, security, and most importantly, also concerning humanitarian assistance and concerning the development of the country. We should put all the countries, the regional countries, and neighboring countries' efforts together to make it possible for the Afghanistan independently to have their good governance, to have their good political system, have their own opportunity to find the path for their development. It is not something, again, by some hegemonist country or by some outside powers to play geopolitical games again. So, all in all, come to the basic point. Some countries, they should stop thinking in the Cold War way. They should stop thinking in the hegemonian way. Come to join the international community to really help Afghanistan to reconstruct, to build their country by their own hands.
This is, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, this is a really vivid case that can apply the use of the, the global governance initiative, most recently, proposed by Chinese President Xi Jinping. And you have been leading the China's efforts in the past 4 years of Afghanistan's re-establishment and other political agenda moving forward. So, in your mind, what is the significance of the global governance initiative and how it can be applied to the Afghan case?
Yes, we notice this is a concern from the regional countries, from the international community. At the same time, we also believe for the way to deal with all those problems, the first and foremost, we should insist upon engagement. We should proceed with dialogue. We should emphasize on the help Afghanistan to stand up themselves. So 4 countries this time, in their joint statement, they emphasize all those points. We also emphasize the importance of continue to provide, for example, urgent humanitarian assistance to this country. We also emphasize continue to think together to help Afghanistan to develop themselves, how we can develop trade and investment together, and how we can help them to restructure their country. And at the same time, of course, regarding the security, the 4 countries also expressed their concern and their hope that Afghanistan can carry out what they promised, that they will never use their land to threaten the neighbors, and that they will also not allow their own people to harm other countries, and especially the neighboring people, and so on and so forth. in short, we believe they have promised that they are going to do something to cut away from terrorism, to cut away from the extreme forces, to those terrorist forces, so that Afghanistan will be free of the threat of the terrorism, will be free of the terrorist organization themselves. That will be very conducive, not only to the neighboring and regional countries and to the world, but also to Afghanistan itself. And to that, 4 countries also express their readiness to do the cooperation and to help.
And based on your interactions with not only the 4 countries but also Afghan people, how do you assess the current efforts and the outcome of the Taliban's counter-terrorism efforts? And what maybe some concrete steps need to be done in the foreseeable future?
Yeah, they have, I should say, they have made some efforts, and they have achieved some good results in some way, because they also try best to protect those countries from neighboring, from neighbors, from the regions, the people in there. They protect their lives, and all this, we believe it is a process. We also believe that both sides, Afghanistan, especially Afghanistan, we hope to see more and further efforts to proceed. At the same time, looking back to the 4 years since American withdrawal, Afghanistan do have achieved good results in their reconstruction and national development. For example, they have successfully cut down dramatically the planting of the palms and wipe out almost up to more than 95%. Some studies show 92% or 95% of the drug planting. At the same time, they have tried best to receive the returnees of those refugees flowing out of the country to Afghanistan, to Pakistan, and to Iran. They have also tried to have a good national and domestic public security and order. The social lives is gradually recovering, and the economic activities are also recovering. All this, we give good credits to the Afghan government. At the same time, we also expressed, the 4 countries expressed that they are ready to continue to provide their help and cooperation in the economic reconstruction and economic development.
So on the one hand, do you think that the credits they have earned during the past 4 years have given them some foundation of further, to solve the security concerns among the neighboring countries? And on the other hand, you shared with us that the 4 countries and even the more neighboring countries are ready to give them more help in tackling these issues, right?
Yeah, yes. For example, I think in all the occasions possible, China with Afghanistan side, we expressed our concern of the terrorist group East Turkestan Islamic Movement, ETIM. This is a terrorist group organization committed to serious, terrible crimes to China's people, and give a lot of attacks on Chinese civilians. They know it. Number one, this is a major concern too in the what we call the CT security, counterterrorism.
Yeah.
At the same time, we also offer to express our readiness to engage and to have dialogue and also to have necessary cooperation.
That's very, very concrete and significant as well. One last question regarding the Afghan Taliban government. On August 15 this year, they announced that the end of the interim government and marking a new phase in its governance. So based on your observations, what change and characteristics has the Taliban demonstrated in its governance over the past 4 years?
Basically, we consider this governance issue is a domestic issue. We hope Afghanistan Taliban, the de facto authorities, can take measures to continuously to improve their governance in the country. At the same time, this also is the issue that leads us to engage them and through dialogue so that Afghanistan can find their way to proceed with their governance in the way in line with the historical trend of the humanity and in line with the even general principle or the civilization of the any civilizations in the world, because we believe the human beings have something in common, and good governance. It is good governance not only feed in the domestic situation, but also feed in the global humanity trend, progressive development trend.
I know you just returned from New York and this 4 countries meeting and the declaration, or we called it the quadripartite declaration. Yeah. Yes, it's very significant. So can you share with us what's next?
This is, I think, I personally would believe this is quite a successful meeting and very timely expressed our 4 countries' common readiness to continue to help Afghanistan to rebuild itself by their independent efforts. At the same time, we also together we voiced our concern to be opposed to the outside hegemonial interference and outside forces to seek after the re-establishment, especially the military bases in or out of Afghanistan. It is backdriven. It is a backdrive of history instead of to make a good environment for Afghanistan successfully to have this political settlement.
So keep
yeah,
eye on that.
Yeah, at the same time, of course, the around Afghanistan issue, there are other important platforms such as participated by China, the foreign minister of neighboring countries meeting on Afghanistan, and also the Moscow format in Moscow every year, and also the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. We do hope the joint statement also indicate that China and the 4 countries hope we can rejuvenate the SCO. In SCO, there has been Afghanistan liaison group.
Yes.
We hope this group can start to work again.
Yes, we noticed that,
Yeah.
and we think this is also very significant.
Yeah, we also believe
Yeah.
United Nations also
Yes.
have its
Right.
necessary role
Yeah.
continue to play.
Oh, these multilateral mechanisms are still, working very, very functionally. Yes.
Yeah, for example, we also voiced our hope that United Nations 1988 what they call sanction regime could be more considering the need to provide for the designated individuals to travel necessarily for the sake of the dialogue with the rest of the world, to give more consideration of providing the condition for the current Afghanistan de facto authorities, Afghanistan government, designated individuals, actually some of them maybe they are ministers, to travel abroad to have the meetings and the visits for the engagement of the world with Afghanistan.
Yes,
Yes.
I think this is a great proposal. Yeah, to solve the problems and very practical, to have the right people, the money, as you mentioned, the money, controlled by the United States, as well as the resources and efforts to be allocated more effectively together. On this
Yes.
note, thank you for, for this great interview. Do you have anything to add?
Thank you,
Yeah.
except except that thank Beijing Dialogue to have this opportunity so that we can share our views for this meeting.
Great.
And for our policy towards Afghanistan.
Great. Thank
Yeah.
you,
Thank you.
Ambassador Yue.
Yes.
Happy holidays, if I may
Yeah,
say.
happy National Day and the Mid-Autumn Festival.